Morning.
Morning.
Morning Ahmed, morning Nada, morning Summer, Daniel, Hamid,
Good
Mariam.
morning.
Morning Daniel, Hamid, Mariam, Luigi, Maya, Myrna, Luigi, Maya, Myrna.
ازيك يا مستر؟
Morning Daniel. I'm just admitting the other people. Yauta. Hanya, Shahli Tamim. Hanya, Shah Tamim. Rashwan, Omar. Rashwan and Omar. Farah. Farah. Okay, so there are 16 students so far. Waiting for the others to join us. You know, in the second session, inshallah, we're going to write an essay, a problem solution essay. So be ready and ask your friends to join us because it will be during the session like last time. Minna. Minna. Salma. Okay, so you are 18 now. Good morning, all. Hope you're listening or you can hear me. Sorry.
Yes, Mister, we can hear you, but I have a question.
Go ahead, man.
I'm Yauta. So the next session, we're going to write an essay and submit it during the session?
Yes, do the session like last time.
Okay.
Thank you, Jana Sobh joined us. Jana. Sorry.
مستر ممكن يكون written عادي صح؟
Yeah, just a second, Jana. Yes, Danielle, can you ask your question again?
Can it be written?
Yes, as you like. If you want to type it, okay, but don't copy, please. Don't copy. It's very easy for the teacher to know if you copy an essay. It's easy for the teacher to know if you copy a line. You know, this is easy. Okay, let it be your work. يعني depend on yourself and it's your own work. Yes, man.
Send it on SMS or email?
SMS, please. يعني let it be one channel only. SMS.
Okay.
Okay.
Are
Let
you
it be
gonna
one
upload an
channel
assignment?
to be fine.
Are you gonna upload an assignment so we can attach the file?
Okay.
Or we send it email via SMS?
Okay, send it email via SMS. Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Yaout. Thank you. Okay. يبقى email it to me via SMS, guys. Okay. The Peter joined us. Peter, so we have now you're 20. Let's start. I'd like to comment on the people who sent me the homework yesterday. I think about 21 students. I think I can share this screen with you. This one. Can you see this screen?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I have 17 names here. 17 names. Hamid, Peter. I just want to admit Abul Farh and Basant. Okay, Abul Farh and Basant. Okay, so I received 17 or maybe 20, 17 here and 3 or more via email, but some people sent it here.
مش هبعته لحضرتك دلوقتي، انا عملته SMS كان معلق امبارح بالليل.
Who's this?
ابو فرح.
Okay, Abul Farh, take your time. I saw some of them, as you can see. Those who got 10 out of 10, of course, it was very easy for all the people I saw yesterday got 10 out of 10. Those who sent it to me, Hamid, Peter, Nada, Ahmed Amgad, Ahmed Matar, Samar, Danielle, Yauta, Basant, Omar, Mariam, Luji, Abdul Rahman, Hania, Karim, Maya, Minnatullah, Mirna, in addition to Gamal. Gamal sent me an email, Shahd Ibrahim, and Salma. I think those are about 20 people, so 7 people haven't sent it yet. And the ones who got
مستر معلش هو حضرتك قلت اسمي؟
who are you?
فرح.
Farah, I think I did. Farah.
هو مش مكتوب هنا.
I saw your email, Farah. Maybe I
تمام.
forgot your name by mistake. Sorry, but it's written with me in a piece of paper. Farah.
تمام.
Okay.
Master, did you say my name?
Ahmed Matar. Sorry, Matar.
Oh, okay, my name is there. خلاص.
Okay. So I'll say the names again quickly, please, to save time. Hamid, those are the people who sent the yesterday homework. Hamid Peter, Nada, Ahmed Amgad, Samar, Daniel Yaouta, Basant, Omar, Mariam, Luji, Abdurrahman, Hania, Karim, Maya, Minna, Mirna, Gamal, Shahd, Ibrahim, Selma, and Farah. Okay, thank you very much. The homework was easy, so all the people will get 10 out of 10, I'm sure. But the idea is that you do the homework, okay, and be active and participate in the session. Thank you very much. I'll stop sharing this now. I'll share the essay. Can you see the screen? How to write main body paragraphs?
Yes.
Okay. But when I share this screen, do you still see the other one, or the other one disappeared?
disappeared.
Okay,
Disappeared.
yeah, and you can see one screen only. Sorry, because I don't know
Yes.
about this. Okay, how to write main body paragraphs. Yesterday, we talked about the components of a solution, a problem solution essay, and we talked about the introduction, and we said there are at least two sentences in the introduction. In the first sentence, who can remind me? In the first sentence, it's the same thing all the time. Who can remind me what we do in the first sentence of the introduction? I'm all ears. Luigi, go ahead.
Paraphrase.
Yeah, we paraphrase the question, right? We paraphrase the statement, the question statement. Thank you. In the second paragraph, we state a problem and the solution quickly, or a cause and solution. In body paragraph 1, here, main body paragraph in IELTS problem solution essays should contain 3 things. It's the same in any essay. Okay, the topic sentence outline the main idea, and it should be simple. Explanation, explain it and give more detail, or elaborate on it. Example, give an example, and we talked about this many times. Body paragraph 1, the topic sentence summarizes the main idea of the paragraph. That's all it needs to do, so it doesn't have to be complicated. Again, the topic sentence doesn't need to be complicated. As I said, it should be simple. Okay, it states the idea. And then in the second and third, write the number of sentences you need, but you should write explanation and example. Yes.
I'm sorry, but Farah is telling you that the internet يعني took her out of the class.
No problem. Okay. She can re-enter and admit her easily. No problem.
I have a question.
Mirna?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The introduction, should I make it clear, like, what are the solutions that I'm proposing, or I can just write about them later?
Just state the idea you are going to discuss later, like the example we gave yesterday, and we're going to read it again later, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Well, if you maintain a clear development of ideas, sorry for my voice, throughout your essay, you will get high marks for task achievement and cohesion and coherence. Okay, you know, you're marked according to your task achievement, your vocab, your grammar, your cohesion and coherence, or the transitional words you use, and the layout of your essay, how it is paragraphed. Don't write the essay as one paragraph, please. Some people did this last week. We'll now take the idea for our first main body paragraph and create our topic sentence. Obviously, we're going to write about the cause of the problem first. We're going to write about the cause, not the solution. Main body paragraph 1, too many cars on the roads. You remember it? Yesterday, this is the idea. Or this is the main problem or the cause of the traffic congestion in large cities, if you remember. The topic sentence here, as the writer put it here, the number of people owning cars increases year on year, with most families now having more than one car. I still remember this was Nada's idea yesterday. The number of people, or Luigi's, I think, the number of people owning cars increases year after year or year on year, with most families now having more than one car. Next, this is the topic sentence, the topic idea. The idea is clear, the language is easy, and it's easy for the reader to understand it. Next, we must write an explanation sentence that develops the idea. You need to explain more, explain this idea more. Explanation sentence or sentences, it can be more than one sentence. I can see here a period here and a period here. So the writer here writes two sentences. Most people like the convenience of traveling at the time they want to, rather than being restricted to public transport timetables. So they prefer to drive themselves around rather than taking the bus or train. This is despite the fact that they frequently have to sit in long traffic queues as they near the city center. So this is the explanation. So we have the topic sentence here and its explanation in two other sentences. Okay, so we still need the example, right? Finally, we add an example to support our main point. If you can't think of a real example, I say this very often, it's fine to make one up. Make one up, think one up, as long as it's believable. Yeah, make one up as long as it's logical, it's believable. The examiner isn't going to check your facts, okay? Alternative, you could add another piece of information to support your idea. This is an alternative. If you don't have an example, you can add another piece of information related to your idea or to support it. Example sentence. As you can see, we have just one sentence here. Whenever I have, so somebody asked me before, can I use first person? Yes, in essays, you can use first person, because in the question, he asks you to give examples from your own experience or knowledge. You need to use first person, okay? Whenever I have to attend a meeting in the city, I always drive, but because it means that I can leave home when I want to, rather than getting stressed about getting to the station in time to catch the train. So the writer here gives us experience or an example from his own experience or from his or her own knowledge. He or she is talking about himself, okay? So these are the three components of the body paragraph one. That's the three parts of our first main body paragraph. Complete here the finished paragraph. Have a look at it quickly, written as one paragraph. So again, remember the three components of any body paragraph: the idea or the topic sentence in which you state your idea, then elaborate on it, explain it in a sentence or more, and then give an example from your own experience, from your own knowledge.
Mr. Ibrahim,
Yes, this is Shahd Tamim, right?
I sent you, yes, I sent you the homework now.
Okay, Shahd, let's please, thank you, Shahd, but don't interrupt me during the session. I'll check later. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was just
No,
telling you.
no problem. No problem, Shahd. Okay, let's move on to body paragraph 2. Main idea. Number 2, park and ride schemes. First, we write the topic sentence to summarize the main idea. The topic sentence of the second paragraph is a solution that is, with Mariam, a solution that is proving successful in many areas is park and ride schemes. What is or what are park and ride schemes? Now for the explanation sentence where we expand on this idea. This is where you park your car for free in a large car park. This is explaining the idea. On the outskirts of the city. You know, the outskirts are the outer parts of the city. If we talk about Port Said as a big town or a city, we can consider El Golf, Mubarak, such areas at the outskirts of Port Said, and take a bus for the final part of your journey. And this happens very often in London. People take their cars to the train stations and then take the train to their work. Okay, the fee, wait guys, the fee you have to pay for the bus trip is usually very small, and this public transport system is generally very regular, running every 10 minutes or so. And we need the example. Here is the example. A survey carried out in the city of Exeter. You can talk about a study carried out in the California University or the University of North Carolina. Say whatever you like. Make up any idea. Give up any research, any study, any survey to give an example. Show that nobody will check your facts. Again, show that the rush hour congestion decreased by 10% when the council set up a park and ride scheme to the north of the city. There was an additional drop of another 10% in traffic volume when a second scheme began operating to the south. So we have a total of 20%. This is the whole paragraph, body paragraph 2, the topic sentence, then the explanation, then here we have the example beginning with the word a survey showed that. Maya, you raise your hands.
Mister, I wanted to ask you if this file is on the Smart School or not.
I posted it, I think, 2 days ago. Check it. It's called Problem Solution Essay.
Okay.
You'll find it in term 2 writing. Okay?
Okay.
If you can find
Mister,
it, tell me.
it's not there.
Okay, thank you. I'll post it again after we finish.
Okay.
But I'm sure I put it on term 2. Make sure you
Mister,
go to,
I have it in front of me. The only file is there's the short story writing tips and 3 videos.
I think you went to grade 11. Because I didn't
Yes.
give you short stories
Okay,
this
I'll
term.
check again.
Hmm? I
Yes,
didn't
okay,
give you
I'll
short
check
stories. I
again.
gave short stories to grade 10, not you. Go to
Okay.
grade 11. Check and tell me, please. So can you tell Mashali, Gamal, Kareem, Mashali, Gamal, Kareem, who else? We have to
نعم
ask.
Mister, it's there.
Okay, thank you. So it's there, guys. Who answered me, guys?
أنا هو
He's
كريم.
here. Okay, Kareem is here. Sorry, Kareem. So Mashali, Gamal, who else are
في حاجة
absent?
مستر ولا إيه؟
I thought you were absent. I asked them
تمام.
to ask you to join. Thank you. You are here. طيب. So Gamal is not here. Mashal is not here. Can you remind me of the other names, please? Because I still have 3 names. There are 5 people, or there are 5 absentees, or 6. I think there are 6. Can you remind me of the other names? I think Hamid hasn't joined us. Yes, Hamid is with us. Hamid is here.
مستر شاد إبراهيم عندها excuse تقريبا.
She emailed me this morning. Sorry. So Shahid Ibrahim has an excuse. She has an IELTS test. Tab, who else? Is Jana here? Yes, Jana's here. Yusuf, Gamal, Shahid Ibrahim. Who are the other absentees, guys? Is Maryam Mizain here? Maryam, yes,
Mr.
Maryam is here. Yes.
I think the internet
Yes,
is out
Mr.
at Rashwan's house.
My internet?
No, the internet is out at Rashwan's house.
Abdurrahman, but he joined at the beginning of the session. I thought he's here.
And electricity is out in Farah's house as well.
Farah is still out.
Yes,
She joined
the
at the beginning of the
electricity in
session.
her house isn't back yet.
Okay.
Rashwan too.
طيب. If they can't hear me, you can tell them that in the second session you're going to write. Minna Maher is back, so there is a problem with a lot of people. Okay. طيب. How to write a conclusion? The last part. How to write a conclusion. The conclusion is a summary of the main points in your essay and can generally be done in a single sentence or more. It should never introduce new ideas. Again, it's not a marathon of ideas, guys. Any essay, it's not a marathon of ideas. You need to focus on or decide on one or two ideas and elaborate on them, work on them, and explain them and give examples. Okay? We don't need many ideas, or we don't need much analysis of the ideas. Okay? If you're below the minimum 250 words or any other number of words, after you've written your conclusion, you can add a prediction or a recommendation statement. This is an okay alternative. Our essay is already over the minimum word limit, so we don't need this extra sentence, but you can learn more about how this is not available now. Type. The conclusion is the easiest sentence in the essay because you wrap up what you have written in the above paragraphs or above written paragraphs to write, but one of the most important because you summarize the idea. A good conclusion will neatly end the essay. Somebody is selling something outside. Neatly end the essay. Link all your ideas together. The conclusion will link all your ideas together, sum up your argument or opinion, and answer the question. If you achieve this, you'll improve your score for both task achievement and cohesion and coherence, which together make up 50% of the overall marks. Without a conclusion, you'll score below band 6 if you're doing IELTS for task achievement. You can start almost any final paragraph of an IELTS problem solution essay with the words like all or most of the other essays to conclude or in conclusion. If you want to say to sum up, or there are too many ways, but these are two simple ways to begin it. Now, all you need to do is briefly summarize the main ideas into one sentence. Here's a top tip. Go back and read the introduction to the essay because this is also a summary of the essay. Your introduction is a summary of your essay. You paraphrase the question in the first sentence and you stated the cause and solution, or the problem and solution you're going to discuss in body paragraphs 1 and 2. So the introduction is a summary. The conclusion is a summary. To create a good conclusion, you simply have to paraphrase the introduction. Okay, so we have the introduction again. People who asked about the introduction again. One of the most serious issues facing the majority of large urban areas is traffic jams. This is the paraphrase of the question. The main reason for this is that there are too many private cars on the roads these days, and a viable solution, so this is a problem. A viable solution, this is the solution, is to introduce more park and ride schemes. Okay, just one problem and just one solution. The problem is discussed in body paragraph 1. The solution is discussed in body paragraph 2. Here is the same information formed into a conclusion. I have also added a personal statement at the end to link back to one of my example sentences. You don't have to do this, but in this case, I think that it rounds the essay off better. To conclude, the major urban problem of traffic congestion caused by the excessive number of private cars on city roads can be partly alleviated يعني made less by the introduction of park and ride schemes on city fringes instead of using outskirts or city fringes, the end of the city or the other part of the other end of the city. I would certainly use one if it was introduced in my area. He added this sentence. I would certainly use this as a comment, or let's say it's type of maybe recommendation. He recommends all his readers to do the same. I would certainly use one if it was introduced in my area. That's it. We've completed our essay. Here it is with the 4 paragraphs put together. This is the question. Have a look at the question again. Sorry. And this is the essay, the whole essay. As you can see, it's very small. Introduction with its components. The components we know. Body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and the conclusion, beginning with the word to conclude, to the expression to conclude. Once the marker or the examiner looks at the layout of your paragraph, I think you'll not this way by at first look, you will deserve more than 6 without reading. Just the layout, you understand that you do the paragraphing very well. It's organized, divided into 4 paragraphs. The first one is small, as you can see, because it's the introduction. The last one is small, as you can see, because it's the conclusion. The 2 this is why we call them body paragraphs, because they are bigger than the introduction and the conclusion. And then the marker or the examiner starts to read for your task achievement. He reads it once to check your task achievement. Then he reads again to check your cohesion and coherence. The transitional words, as I told you, something like to conclude, another solution, or a solution that is proving kaza, okay, and so on. And the third thing he looks for is grammar. He reads for grammar and gives you a mark out of 9. And finally, the lexical resources or the vocabulary use. The vocabulary you use. Don't use slang or everyday English or the language you use when you chat, when you write an essay. Okay, and then another examiner comes and does the same stuff, and they give you an average. If this gives you, of course, it will be the 2 marks they give you, because they are experts, will be very close. And one will give you 7, the other will not give you 4 or 3. The other will give you 7.5 or 6.5. Then they agree together and give you an average mark, and it's the mark you have in task 2. As you can see here, the number of words is 328. And this is many, but not too many. It's still logical. Okay, go through this lesson as many times as you need to in order to fully understand it and put it or put in lots of practice. So I'll end the session here. You have about 10 or 12 minutes before the beginning of the next session. Okay, you can go to SMS and have a look again before before you have the task in the second session. And tell those who haven't joined yet to join, please, because it's a timed assignment. You have to deliver it by the end of the session. Any question before I end?
Yes, Mr. In the introduction,
Yes.
after the paraphrasing, we say the main reason, or what exactly? Or an overview.
This is Peter, right?
Yes.
So you develop some ideas, Peter. Some, if you have a problem and solution, you develop some problems and their solutions. Each problem and the solution next to it, okay, to link them together. And choose one problem and its solution, or you can write about 2 problems and their solutions. But this way you'll need to write a lot. Yani manage it the way you like, okay? Then state this problem and its solution, or these problems and their solutions in brief in the second sentence. Again, look at the introduction in front of you. Look at the introduction in front of you. Again, the man focused on, or the writer here focuses on, one problem and one solution, and the solution must be related to this problem. Look, the main reason for this, okay, is that there are too many private cars on the roads these days. This is the problem. He didn't explain, he didn't give any details, right? The main reason for this problem is that there are too many private cars on the roads these days. Okay, and a viable solution, and this is one solution, and a good solution, a viable solution. He can say a good solution, an accepted solution, an acceptable solution, but he uses the word viable to be academic. He uses academic language. And if you don't know a difficult word like this, you can use a good solution or a suitable solution, or use your language, no problem. Is to introduce more park and ride schemes. This is the second sentence. So you state the reason or the reasons if you want to write about one more reason, and the solution or the solutions if you're going to give more than one reason and one solution. Okay. And in the second paragraph, in the first body paragraph, you focus on the first reason. If you write about, you can handle it like this. You write about 2 reasons and 2 solutions. Okay. So mention or focus on the first reason and its solution in the first paragraph, but this is not advisable. And the second problem and its solution in the second paragraph. Okay. If you can if you can focus on one problem and its solution, it's okay. Like this example. You can if you don't have access to SMS now, you can take a photo of this essay to be in front of you as a model. But as I said, your friend said it's on SMS.
Okay,
Peter, you want
Mr. Yes. في الانترودكشن بدل ما اكتب problem و solution كده سريع، ممكن اكتب مثلا for example اكتب اللي هو there are many problems that cause this and there are many solutions but people have to مثلا behave in a certain way. ممكن اكتبها كده بدل ما اعمل state البروبلم
But this
نفسها.
is too general. This is too general. So where is the problem and where is the solution? You need to
انا
state.
عاملها too general علشان لما اتكلم في specific اتكلم في الباراجراف الاولاني البروبلم.
لا, you must mention the problem and its solution in the first paragraph to tell the examiner that you are going to discuss these very specific points. Okay, this very solution and this very problem, and this very solution. You need to mention them. Don't be general. Don't be general, please.
حاجه ما كتبتهاش في الانترودكشن، يعني مثلا كتبت بروبلم وكتبت السولوشن بتاعها، ممكن اكتب بروبلم تانية وسولوشن في
انت لو لاحظت واحنا قايلين ما تجودش زي ما بنقول بالعربي كده، ما تجودش. everything should be clear. Take 5 minutes, plan your essay, think of the language you will use, okay? Think of synonyms for the keywords in the question and the ideas. Again, brainstorm 2 or 3 ideas, but focus on 1 or 2 maximum, the problem and the solution. كل حاجة الراجل قالها قال لك ايه؟ Be to the point all the time. Yes?
Mr. What will we talk about? We'll talk about the traffic.
Mariam?
What's the topic? I still don't understand.
You'll see it at the beginning of the second session.
Oh, okay.
Another topic. Okay, but it will be a problem and solution essay. Ahmed Dahru, you want to say something? Somebody wanted to say something, guys? Hamid, can you hear me? Hamid, can you put your hand up if you hear me? Hamid? Mr. Hamid? Right. I'll end the session here. Any question before I end the session?
No.
Okay, thank you. See you in maybe 7 minutes.